Okay, in today's lesson we are going to discuss on the increasing or decreasing quantities by a percentage. That is our learning objective today, how to increase or decrease a quantity by a percentage. Okay, now if we are asked to, and this is the what we need before a student can embark on this, the student needs to know how to use a percentage multiplier. We did it last lesson, and how to work out a percentage of a quantity, which we did in our previous lesson. Okay, now if we are asked to find or to increase a quantity or to increase a quantity by a percentage, we have two methods we can use in working it out. Okay, let me just give an example here using the two method here. I'll give an example using the two method here. The first one, okay, let me have here to be just if we're asked to increase a quantity, if you're asked to increase a quantity, maybe increase by percentage, and here I will do two of them together so we can see the difference and how to solve it. Decrease by percentage. Okay, so maybe if we are asked to increase $500 by 25%, and maybe if you're asked to decrease $500 by 25%. okay, now the method one I'm going to use here, the method one I'm going to apply here, which says that in this method one, what I have to do is, first of all, I will find the 25% of 500. After looking for the 25% of 500, whatever I have as a result, I will add it to this original amount, that is 500. Okay, so what I mean by that is, first we have 25%, which gives us what? 0.25. I hope you know that if you divide it by 100. Okay, now 0.25 times what? 0.25 times $500 will give us what? Check. 0.25 times $500, that gives us what? $125. Then what I have to do is I will use this $125 and add it to this initial amount. So I will have this to be $125 plus $500. That will give us what? 500. That will give us $625. $625. So this is the answer if we are asked to increase. But if we are asked to decrease, what I have to do is I will say $500 minus this. If you're asked to decrease, what I have to do is I will say $500. If you're asked to decrease, I will say $500 minus $125. See that? If you are asked to decrease, I'll say $500 minus $125, and that will give us what? That gives us $375 if you are asked to decrease. Okay, now method number two, which This method is the one I always make use of. I like making use of this method. It's very easy. Now, method number 2 is that you must know that the 100% is the whole percentage we have is 100. A full quantity must be what? 100%. So if we are asked to increase, we add the percentage to 100. If you are asked to decrease, we subtract the percentage from 100. I repeat, if you are asked to increase, we add the percentage with 100. If you're asked to decrease, we subtract. So if you're asked to increase $500 by 25, what I have to do is I will say 100% plus 25% because I am increasing. That is why I have to add, and that gives me what? 125%. If I divide this, I will have that to be 1.25. That is 125 divided by 100. Okay, that gives us 1.25. So I will now multiply this to the dollar or amount we have. So we have 500 multiplied by 125. So what do you have? Check. You have what? 500 multiplied by 1.25. Okay, that gives us what? $625. You see that? That gives us the answer. But if you are asked to decrease, this 100, I will subtract this from 100. To decrease, I will have that to be 100% minus, you see that, minus 25%, and 100% minus 25% will give us what? 75%. If I divide this by 100, I will have 0.75. So I will now multiply this to the original amount. Now decrease gives us 500 multiplied by 0.75. So 500 multiplied by 0.75, you can see it will give us what? $375. So that is how we solve this question. Okay, now next let's look at this question. Now this says what? Increase the following amount by a given percentage. Now if you're asked to increase this by 4%, what I need to do here is, since I'm increasing by 4%, I will say 100% plus, because I am increasing, I have to add by 4. So that gives you 104%. And 104%, if I divide it by 100, I will have 1.04. So the increment will now be $60 multiplied by 1.04. $60 multiplied by 1.04. That will now give us what? $62.4. So that is the answer to that question. Okay, but if we are asked to decrease the following, what I need to do here is, I will say to decrease, I will say this to be 100% minus, because I am decreasing, minus 4%. So 100% minus 4% gives me 96%. So 96%, which is equivalent to 0.96. Then my decrease will now be $60 multiplied by 0.96. So $60 multiplied by 0.96. That will give us what? That gives us what? What do you have as the answer? Okay, that's fine. $57.6. That gives us the answer. Okay. Now, in the same way, let me quickly solve this also. If you're asked to decrease this 15% decrease, I will have 100% because I'm decreasing minus 15%. So 100 minus 15 gives us what? 100 minus 15 is what do you have? Okay, that's fine. 85%. So 85% divided by 100, that gives us 0.85. So the decrease will now be 340 kg multiplied by 0.85. So if I multiply 340 kg by 0.85, I will have that to be 289 kg. You see that? But if you're asked to increase, that means you are going to add. Okay, now let's look at this last question here. This question says a car valued at $4,500 last year is now worth 15% less. What is the value now? 15% less. So if it's 15% less, that means that we are looking at the decrease. It will be now be what? 100 minus 15% because it's 15% less. So that gives us what? 85%. So 85% divided by 100, we have it to be 0.85. So we have multiply 4,500 by 0.85. So if we multiply that, multiply 4,500 by 0.85, so that gives us $3,825. So this gives us the answer if we are asked to find the less. So this is the amount now. Okay, so in general, if we want to increase a percentage, always add. If we want to decrease a percentage, always minus and use the multiplier. Percentage is over 100. You know, percentage means over 100. Okay, that's fine. So do your work and ask a question anywhere you are confused. Thank you.